Hi guys, welcome back. Today what I'm going to talk to you about is wedge play. So I'm going to show you a nice easy way to play some better wedge shots, maybe to control your strike better, stop digging into the ground so much, and maybe to stop thinning the ball so much. Some of the common things I see when I'm coaching people with their short game, especially when it comes to pitching, is that strike and then that control on the distance. So I'm going to show you a really simple way of controlling your swing and hopefully then controlling your wedges. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please do consider hitting that subscribe button down below and the little bell icon next to it. You'll get notified for every new video I post. And if you do enjoy this video, please do smash that like button. It really does help the channel and it helps others like yourself find the videos they're looking for. Let's get started. So when it comes to wedge play, the most common thing I see with people is their strike issue. So they either get the leading edge of the club digging in too much, so that normally means that they get this shaft lean far too far forward and this leading edge really starts to dig into the floor, especially when it becomes soft underfoot. Or they get too much upward angle, so they get this club working up through the ball and they either catching the ground first and then hitting the ball thin, or they're catching the ground first and just hitting it heavy, and they're really struggling to control the strike. From that, they're really struggling to control the distance, and it really makes them not want to commit to the golf shot. So when they do hit a good shot, they're normally under hitting it because it's slowing everything down. So I'm going to show you a nice simple way of controlling your swing with a wedge, which is then going to hopefully control how we deliver the club to the ball, both square and whether it's too far this way or this way. And then that's going to hopefully give you some more control of your strike and give you a bit more confidence getting the right distance on those shots. So I want you to think about the golf club with the wedge, and this is any wedge in your hand, in terms of the butt of the club pointing at the middle of your chest. That's when you're at address, okay? So when you're at address, ball should be pretty much in the middle of your stance, and this butt of the club should be pointing up at your sternum. When you make your backswing, however long it might be, I want you to concentrate on getting the club or the butt of the club continuing to point at your sternum. So if we get back to here, we have this club still pointing at the sternum. We then might have a little bit of a wrist hinge, so we get this angle in the wrist set, so we create a lever. But once we're without any hinge, we want to focus on keeping the butt of the club pointing at us. What I find a lot of the time with people that struggle, especially with the heavy shots where the club digs in a lot, is they create a lot of angle and then they keep that angle in, so they can't start leading too much with the hands. That delivers too much of the leading edge to the ground. So when I get back down to impact, that shaft is pointing straight up to my sternum. It continues to point to me on the way through as I turn my chest through, so I'm not flicking the club with my hands or my wrist, which then again gets the club pointing away from me. If I can control that butt of the club pointing at my chest as I swing through, I'm going to be using a lot more shoulder and chest turning away from the target, down to the ball and then through to target, and that's really going to help deliver a much more neutral club face. So if I hit a shot, this is what it should look like. Ball nicely in the middle of my stance. So I get a nice bit of height. I could really feel like the club was barely digging in at all. It was nice and shallow through the ball, so I can then start to use the bounce and the sole of the club more rather than the leading edge. And then whether it's wet or whether it's dry and hard, the club is not going to want to dig in, it's not going to want to bounce too hard off the deck, and I'm going to really start to control my strike. Give that a go. If it does help, please let me know down in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do smash that like button down below, and if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button too. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.